I'd like to know what I need to learn about myself so that I'm really able to truly represent the Miracle Choice game in the world. I've placed my playing counter on any of the squares or spaces on the outer circle, and now I'm going to throw the numbered dice. That's 6, that takes me around to needs again. So I'll pick up the needs pack. It's a complete shift from it's me doing it and getting my needs met and it's exhausting, and to just being present to source and realizing that I have everything I need. I think I'm ready for the next card. It's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've landed on a miracle square and I move up there. And just going to select a card randomly from the miracle. So this miracle card, I need to think back how I've been able to do that in the past, when I've been grateful and fulfilled by the experience of knowing that what I give I receive. And for me, the Miracle Choice game has been the way that I experience that. It's like my own inner healing is reflected back in the games of other people. It's a giving and receiving of love. That's a beautiful miracle card for me to remember that that's really what the game is all about. Okay, let's see if I can move where I'm going next. And this is a 2, and I'm landing on a choice space. I'm going to choose randomly a choice card. I love the way this card's reminding me that the world witnesses back, or reflects back to me, the inner choice that I've made. So if I see things not moving, opportunities not opening up, or invitations not happening, then that's because I've made an inner choice, probably to see myself as unworthy, as not being ready, as not really stepping into my role, and therefore the world reflects back to me limited opportunities. There's not much point in complaining about opportunities not coming up if I haven't stepped into that opportunity inside myself to be who I really am, to be connected to my true identity. If I've not taken that opportunity, then how is that going to be reflected in the world? Okay, so just moving next one. 6 has another choice square. And if there's fear around how the game can sustain me and my family and all those people who are connected with it, these thoughts belong to me alone. And that just brings me back to being responsible for my thinking, responsible for my fear thoughts. So if I allow those fear thoughts to be there and to dwell on them and to feed them and worry about them, then I'm not taking that opportunity I have to change them and exchange each fear thought for a happy thought of love. Exchange, it makes it sound so simple. I have the power to change them and to exchange each fear thought for a happy thought of love. I have the power to change my thought of this game is not going to provide an income, sufficient income, to changing that from this game will provide for the needs of everyone concerned with the game. That's a much happier thought. Okay. Four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another miracle. Confident person in themselves and doesn't need my sympathy to feel better, and just remind them really that they can be the powerful self they are. I've done that for people in the past, done that through facilitating the game, where people needed a reminder that they don't have to relate to people in that way. So now I'm getting a reminder myself through the game. Let's see what else is happening. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that landed on the symbol space, so I need to roll the symbol dice. Let's see where we're going, and I get another identity card, or sorry, the first identity card in the game for me. It's almost like I have to protect the game on how it gets out there into the world. Somehow that the game is vulnerable and the world is hostile. But the world then changes for me when I shift from being concerned and needy about the game to just being loving and self-fulfilled. So I can be really present for the game and the world when I'm not thinking about the needs of the game, my own needs, looking after the game, protecting the game, to just being loving and coming from a place within myself of being self-fulfilled, because the game itself has its own purity, its own loving energy, its own presence in the world, and I don't need to protect it. 3, 1, 2, 3, so I get another chance to roll the symbol dice, and I'm getting some needs cards. Yeah, sometimes that happens for me. I think to myself, oh, if the game is successful and I get to be a recognized speaker at conferences and I get to go around the world, then I'm going to get my needs for being acknowledged, my need for being successful, my need for achievement, and my need for recognition. And I think by getting those individual needs met, I'll get what I want. I'll be happy. And that, of course, is not true, because I'm not my individual needs. I'm not my need for recognition and approval and appreciation and acknowledgement and success. Those, even if I get them all fulfilled, it will not give me what I want, because that's not what life is about. And the Miracle Key is saying what life is really about. What I really want is to experience the joy of connecting with love. 5, another miracle card. But it's an inner recognition that it's not about getting my individual needs met and then I'll be happy, but it's also not about ignoring my personal needs. I'm connecting with that as a miracle card that tells me that I've done that in the past, where I'm able to make genuine requests of other people without demanding that they make me happy. And I remember doing that with my children, because the miracle card asks you to think about how you've done that in the past. I've made requests of my children, tidy up their room, would they like to come out on the bicycle with me, would they like to go to the beach, and they're genuine requests. And if they say, no, I don't want to tidy my room, no, I don't want to go on a walk with you, Daddy, I just want to stay inside today, I don't want to go out to the beach, then I'm totally happy. It was just a request. I was totally okay before I asked them, and I'm totally okay afterwards. Because if I'm making requests of other people with regard to the game, thinking that if they say yes, I'm going to feel happy, and if they say no, I'm going to feel sad, then I'm not making a request, I'm making a demand. I'm saying, you better do what I'm asking, or else my needs are not going to be met. So that's a demand. It's saying that my happiness and my needs are dependent on you saying yes and doing what I would like. So here, this is a lot of freedom. 3, 2, 3. Yet another miracle card. I know my purpose is not to be the best miracle choice facilitator, the best conference speaker. My purpose is to discover joy in the roles I have chosen. Again, that's discovering inner joy in the role of being the creator of the Miracle Choice board game. 6, another miracle. Wow. Lots of miracles to support my playing intention. I don't think I've played with so many miracles before. Obviously the game has decided I really haven't got the point. I'm dependent only on my inner connection for my well-being. And I'm loving others without needing anything from them. Not using people to get what I want. When I'm connecting with people, it's not on the level of getting them to do things for me, to do things for a Miracle Choice board game. It's connecting with them without needing them to do anything to make me happy. So my emotional well-being is not dependent again on whether they say yes or no. 2, choice card. It's amazing that I never quite got that card in the same way before, that everything I see in the world is a result of my thoughts. If I have these thoughts of being shy, then I'm going to, how's the game going to look in the world? It's going to be hiding. It's going to be difficult to find. You know, if I see myself as shy, unworthy, it's going to be hard to find the Miracle Choice game. And if that shyness, for example, is kind of a sense of unworthiness, but there's an arrogance behind that as well. It's saying, I'm not who my Father created me to be. I'm this person who needs to be shy and needs to hide, to defend themselves. And it's kind of an arrogant view of saying, well, I'm not really the Son of God. I'm not really who my Father created me to be. I'm this other thing that's shy and reserved and private, isolated. So if I've got all those thoughts going on, then what I'll see in the world will be a game that's hidden and shy, a little bit embarrassed about itself. That's really important. Wow. Back on the third symbol square, symbol space. And I've got a body card. Wow, not a body card in the game yet. My body started feeling unwell about a week ago. You probably hear a little bit of my voice just now. And it really was like a head cold that hasn't gone away. And I guess like all illnesses or sickness or whatever, I want others to join me in my misery and give me sympathy. Yeah, it's like, oh, you know, you've had a tough schedule, or you've just been traveling a bit and all these demands on you, and it seems like I have that view going on within myself, and I'm wanting others to join me in that and give me a little bit of sympathy. But really what the Miracle Key is reminding me, I want to join with others and others to join with me to reinforce love as our shared identity. 2, another miracle card. I remember things happening to me in the past that I think I didn't ask for this. I didn't get a particular job, or an opportunity didn't come my way, and this card's reminding me that the experience of not getting what I want is what I asked for. I know if I ask for happiness rather than pain, my circumstances will change. So with the Miracle Choice game, if it seems that I'm missing out on opportunities, the game's not being presented at a conference. That experience is only what I've asked for. And if I ask for happiness rather than pain, my circumstances will change. That's pretty clear. 3. Another miracle card. Whenever I accept who I really am and do my inner work and forgiveness lessons and get in touch with my inner joy and connection, then from that place beautiful things will happen inside. I'll feel much better, I'll feel connected, and beautiful things will happen outside as well. Reinforcing what I've got before there, that it's a power of thought, power of inner belief, power of thinking about who I am, worthy, unworthy, son of God, miserable sinner, then I'm free to choose either one of those. And being powerful in the world with the Miracle Choice game is really being aware of that power of inner thinking. There's not much point in me turning up with the game and talking about inner choice and the power of thinking if I don't live that for myself and realize that my thinking about the game, my thinking about myself, is going to be reflected in how the game is in the world. And therefore I need to take responsibility for that. 2, 1, 2, back on the symbol square for another turn. And now I'm getting another identity card. So if my persona in the world is to be a responsible, well-behaved person, that's not what being responsible is about. It can look outwardly like I'm the perfect, responsible, trustworthy, nice person, but I'm not being nice and responsible and honest if I'm not forgiving my own inner dishonest thinking about myself, or my unfair thinking about myself. So I'm being dishonest with my thinking about myself if I think I'm not good enough, if I'm not ready, if I am not up to the job, if I'm unworthy, then I need to forgive those dishonest thoughts about myself. And sometimes I have those dishonest thoughts around the game, that I'm not good enough, I'm not ready. That's dishonest thinking. 1. So I know when I get this choice card and see at the bottom move to the real world, and I know my game is over as far as getting more cards. So this is the final card. Just to finally got it as far as this playing intention goes. So what I really want in the world for the game, for myself, is to choose the joy of God. And then the world will change as a reflection of my inner choice. The world will be joyful. It'll be a joyful experience with the game in the world, a holy presence of the game in the world. What I really want is this inner joy, not outer success in whatever form that might take. So I move my playing piece to the real world, and I take one of the real world cards. So joy is coming up here again in this card. I'm looking out from the endless wells of joy within in this real world experience of the game. And the real world symbolizes when I've got to the point of being totally looking at the game and myself with totally loving eyes. And this gives a reminder of what that would be like. The world reflects the quietness and peace that shines in me. The gentleness and innocence I see surrounding me. The joy with which I look out from the endless wells of joy within. So I look out on this world of quietness and peace, gentleness and innocence, and joy, when I'm able to really feel God's love within me. So that's a beautiful reminder as well. So part of a game completion would be to look at the cards, and there seems so many in this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turnaround cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 miracle cards. 2, 3, 4, 5 choice cards. Can't remember the last time I played a game with so many cards before. And that really means that there was a lot to look at, and for me, for it to sink in, even during the game, to have an experience of really getting the message from the game. It seemed to be, it almost had to be repeated in slightly different ways for me to get that really all I want is this inner experience of joy and love, and that then will be reflected in how the game is in the world. It will be a joyful connection with other people. It will be a holy experience for people who play the game, and the game will just have its own presence in a beautiful way in the world. Thank you, game.